It was a cold, rainy day somewhere around October when I heard it for the first time. I was about 12 years old, and I was on a picnic with my mother, brother, grandpa, and grandma. Just like every other weekend, I was always a curious child, so a few hours into the picnic, I started getting bored and wanted to go explore the nearby woods. My grandma decided to go with me, because the day was already ending, and since we didn't live in that particular area, she didn't want me to get lost. We soon entered the forest. My grandma was carrying a basket and was picking up chestnuts, and I was running around, partly helping her, partly exploring. After about 15 minutes in the forest, I started to listen to the sounds of nature. When I heard it, a song. Like there was a little girl somewhere in the forest who was singing. I couldn't understand the lyrics, if there even were any, but I swear I heard a song. I glanced at my grandmother to see if it was her, but her mouth was closed, and the singer was still singing. I freaked a bit and walked over to my grandma. She noticed the slight fear in my eyes immediately and asked what was wrong. I asked her if she hears the song just like I do, but she shook her head and said that the only thing she hears are birds and the wind. I then stopped talking about it, because I didn't want her to think I'm crazy, and as we left the forest, I could still hear the voice of that girl in the song. After a few months, when I really forgot about the song in the forest, I got a word that my grandpa's brother had passed. I cared about that guy a lot, so it made me really sad. But I didn't think it had anything to do with the song sung by the mysterious singer at the time. I didn't hear that little girl again for a full 4 years since I heard her for the first time, so I thought I must have imagined it. I always had a vivid imagination, so it wouldn't really be out of the ordinary. But when I was at the age of 16, it happened again. I was on a walk with my boyfriend at the time at a completely different place than the first time I heard it. We walked up to the forest and sat on the grass near it. We were talking about all kinds of things, and after some time, I heard the song again. Again, it sounded like the song was sung by a little girl, only this time it was a bit clearer, but still not clear enough for me to understand it. It sounded creepily familiar, and I froze as I started listening. My now ex-boyfriend noticed something was wrong, and when he asked about it, I asked him if he hears anything out of the ordinary, just like I asked my grandma 4 years ago. He denied hearing anything but the normal sounds of nature. It was quite scary, and after a week or two, my father told me my grandpa's sister had passed. It was very heartbreaking again, and it was also the first time I thought that it may be related to the song in the forest. I asked about it on a website, but never really got a good answer or an explanation. I hadn't heard the little girl and her song for 3 years now, but I have a feeling like I'll hear her again. If it really is related to deaths in my family, I don't want to hear it, because it's heartbreaking enough to lose someone you care about.